Hello everyone, this is the ninth history tutorial video for class 8. We are starting the new chapter, Ruling the Countryside. On 12th August 1765, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal by signing the Treaty of Allahabad. The actual event most probably took place in Robert Clive's tent, with a few Englishmen and Indians as witnesses. But in the painting, which we will see, the event is shown as a majestic occasion taking place in a grand setting with the Mughal emperor sitting on the throne, with the Englishmen by his side with the papers, and all the courtiers and all the English East India Company officials on either side of the painting. The painter was commissioned by Clive to record the memorable event in Clive's life. The grant of Diwani clearly was one such event in British imagination, a grand event. As Diwan, the company became the chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. Now it had to think of administering the land and organizing the revenue resources. This had to be done in a way that could produce enough revenue to meet the growing expenses of the company. A trading company, a private trading company, also has to ensure that it could buy the products it needed and sell what it wanted. Over the years, the company also learned that it had to move with caution, it had to be careful. Being an alien power, being a foreign power in a foreign land, it needed to pacify those who had in the past been rulers and enjoyed authority and prestige by the common people. Those who had held local power and had enjoyed the popularity of the common people, they had to be controlled, but they could not be entirely eliminated. The company had become Diwan, but it still saw itself primarily as a trader. So the company had acquired the position of a revenue collector, but it still sees itself as a trading body. It wanted a large revenue income, but was unwilling to set up any regular system of assessment and collection. The effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could and buy fine cotton and silk cloth as cheaply as possible. So, increasing the revenue from Bengal would fill the company's pockets, and to buy the raw materials from the Bengal's artisans at a very cheap price would especially prove very profitable for the company. Within 5 years, the value of the goods bought by the company in Bengal doubled. Before 1865, the company had purchased goods in India by importing gold and silver from Britain. So, from Britain, they used to bring gold and silver and sell it here to make money to buy raw materials from the Bengali traders, from the Bengali artisans. But now that the company has been granted the Diwani of Bengal and has been the revenue collector of Bengal, they could finance the purchase of goods for export. They did not need to bring gold and silver from Britain anymore. Soon it was very clear that Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. Artisans were deserting villages, artisans were leaving villages and running away, since they were being forced to sell their goods to the company at low prices. So whatever the revenue of Bengal that was being collected by the company, the artisans were not getting much money back for their products because the company was buying the products at a very cheap price. Farmers were unable to pay the dues that were being demanded from them. Artisanal production was in decline. So if the raw materials that was being bought by the company at a very cheap price, the artisans were getting very low prices. The artisans were getting very less money. So if they got less money, how would they pay the revenue? Isn't it? So artisanal production was in decline and agricultural cultivation showed signs of collapse. So agricultural cultivation was also in a very bad state. Then in 1770, a terrible famine killed almost 10 million people in Bengal. A terrible famine occurred in 1770 and almost 10 million people in Bengal died due to the famine. Now, if the economy was in ruins, could the company be certain of its revenue income? It had to think of a way to come up with a plan which would be a specific set of rules for its revenue collection system. What was that system? What was that plan? We will talk about it in the next video. We will know what was that plan in the next video. Till then, bye.